Every time you order something online and it shows up 2 days later, somewhere in that chain, a cargo aircraft made it happen. Not a van, not a truck, a jet, a big one. And right now, the industry that operates those jets is staring at a problem it cannot simply order its way out of. The global air cargo fleet is aging fast, and the replacements are not ready. Let's start where the real anxiety lives. And it is not where most coverage points. Yes, the 767 freighter line closes at the end of 2027. Yes, the 777-8 freighter is delayed. But the aircraft that operators are most worried about losing is the 747 freighter, and here is why. The 747 freighter has something no other large cargo aircraft has: a nose door. That front loading capability is not a minor feature, it is a fundamental operational advantage. Outsized cargo, military equipment, industrial machinery, racehorses, items that physically cannot go through a side door. The 747 loads them straight through the nose. Neither the 777 freighter nor the Airbus A350 freighter can do that, not even close. There are still significant numbers of 747 freighters flying today, but they are aging badly. And when they go, that nose loading capability goes with them. There is no next generation replacement that replicates it. Now, a lot of people point to passenger to freighter conversions as the bridge solution. Convert old passenger wide bodies into cargo carriers, problem solved. Not quite. A purpose-built freighter and a converted passenger aircraft are not the same machine. A purpose-built freighter flies nonstop with maximum payload. A converted aircraft often cannot. It either reduces payload to make the range work, or it makes the range work by adding a stop. That means more time, more fuel, and more cost. The economics are worse. The efficiency is worse. And for 747 conversion specifically, you cannot retrofit a nose door. The structural engineering does not allow it. So you get the capacity, but you lose the capability that made the 747 irreplaceable in the first place. And here is a detail the trade press rarely covers. Walk past the delivery lots at Boeing's Everett facility or Airbus in Toulouse right now, and you will see something that should not be possible. Complete airframes, structurally finished, sitting engineless on the tarmac. The bottleneck is not steel or aluminum. It is the high-pressure turbine blades inside the engines. The casting and forging capacity to manufacture them simply cannot keep pace with demand. Airlines are waiting on multi-million-dollar aircraft that are built but cannot fly. And in the meantime, they are keeping 20 and 30-year-old jets on a very expensive maintenance treadmill just to hold their networks together. Then there is the Boeing versus Airbus dimension. Atlas Air is one of the world's largest cargo operators and a decades-long all-Boeing customer. They just ordered 20 Airbus A350 freighters. For cargo aviation, that is a significant shift. Airbus has an excellent track record on the passenger side. On the dedicated freighter side, their experience is much more limited. The A330 freighter is essentially it. The A350 freighter is largely unproven at scale. But Atlas is chasing numbers. Whatever aircraft delivers the best economics on the routes they fly wins. That is how this industry works. And if Airbus's numbers look better on paper, that is where the orders go, even if the operational reality takes years to fully validate. So here is where the industry actually stands. The 767 freighter line closes at the end of 2027. The 777-8 freighter is Boeing's next-generation answer. It is not certified and is not expected before 2028. The A350 freighter is targeting late 2027, but with limited initial volumes. Boeing has already gone to the FAA seeking a waiver to keep selling additional 777 freighters past the emissions deadline. That tells you everything you need to know about where confidence in the replacement timeline actually sits. And the scale of what needs to happen is significant. Boeing alone forecasts nearly 2,900 freighter deliveries needed globally by 2043. The industry is nowhere near the production rate required to hit that number. The gap between what is retiring and what is arriving is real. It is measurable, and it has consequences beyond aviation. Every major e-commerce platform moves urgent shipments by air. Amazon, Temu, Shein, pharmaceuticals, electronics, high-value components. When air cargo capacity tightens, spot freight rates rise, and eventually that cost finds its way to the consumer. The aging freighter fleet is not just an aviation story, it is a supply chain story. And the timeline is not distant, it is already in motion. For the full breakdown, the numbers, the order books, and what this means for air cargo economics over the next decade, head to airopscontrol.com. We have covered it in a lot more detail there. If this kind of insider analysis is what you are here for, subscribe. There is more coming.